Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Hope you guys are having a great day. TGIF. How is everyone doing? Hey, Maine. I'm doing well. How are you? So we're gonna kick this live stream off with some free readings. I am doing one card pool, so you can ask any question. And I will answer it for free. And then after 15 minutes, I will be moving on to donations. All right, this is for Princess. Princess, I have that this person's looking at you more like a friend or acquaintance. I don't think there's romantic feelings here right now. I have the Three of Pentacles, which talks about like friendship, acquaintance, coworker, that kind of thing. So I wouldn't say that this is how he's looking at you in that way. I feel like he could objectively look at you and find you as an attractive person, but I don't know if he is attracted to you right now. You're welcome. All right, all about Maine. All about Maine. I think that there's a lot of qualities around you right now that would indicate that it's the perfect storm for you to meet someone. I see the King of Wands, someone who's like maybe a free spirit, someone who's interested in following their own passions and goals. I see that's a very like charismatic, fiery, seductive quality around you today or tonight. So I feel like I'm getting a yes. I feel like there's a high potential for you to meet someone out tonight. Natty Nat. Natty Nat, I am getting a no. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I have a no, 10 of Swords, and then I also have 9 of Pentacles. So I feel like you're still clearing away some energies here out of your life. Maybe trying to put things in the past and move on from those things. I see you in an independent energy, 9 of Pentacles this month. You're welcome. You're welcome, Natty. Remember that tarot readings are here just to give you guidance on where you are at. You have the ability to change these outcomes if you want to by making changes in your personal life, okay? Just consider tarot readings to be like a report card, you know, or like a interim. Like essentially, isn't there like a certain, there's like, I think it's called interim grades or something, but basically just consider it as like a check-in, you know? Tarot is here to tell you where you're at, and that way you can figure out, do I need to change anything, or should I just stick with how things are? If you like what you hear, then just keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, absolutely. Hi, Kai. Welcome in. If you have a question you'd like to ask, feel free to post it in the chat. All right, so Star says, will me and Pisces be in a relationship if I manifest, let's see. So star, I am getting a no right now. I don't think this has to do with you. I think this has to do with the Pisces. I have an 8 of Cups and a 4 of Swords. So we can control ourselves with our own free will. But when we want something to happen with someone else, it's also up to them to get on board with it. And I don't think that they're here ready for that right now. All right, this is for Kai. Hey, Kevin, welcome in. How are you? How are you, Kevin? You're welcome, Star. Hi, Divine Empress. All right, Kai. Okay, so Kai, I feel like, hold on. How do they feel towards Kai? How do they feel towards Kai? Okay, so Kai, I feel like there's some type of secret admirer situation happening here. Something tells me that Messiah might either like be involved with someone else outside of you, or like currently have a partner, or maybe maybe it's not serious, but maybe he's or she, I'm sorry, I don't want to assume, maybe they are like dating in the dating scene, in the dating world already, but something makes me feel like they're kind of like involved with someone already. Okay, got you. I was gonna say, this does feel like secret admirer stuff. Like I feel like they're admiring you from afar. They are like rooting for you, supporting you from the sidelines, but something makes me feel like they're not able to be directly in your life right now. Okay, got it. I just wanted to make sure. Messiah's guy. Okay. So I feel like he just hasn't quite interjected himself into your life just yet. And he's kind of like watching from afar, or rooting for you from the sidelines, and admiring you from a distance. So I do feel like this is like secret admirer, secret feelings, that kind of thing. Thank you, Kai. You're welcome. Submit. All right, let's see. Submit one card for Submit's love life, please. Ooh, 2 of Wands. So Submit, this talks about needing to make a decision about something. So this could indicate that you're making a decision between two people, or maybe you're making a decision whether to entertain something from the past or move forward into the future. This could indicate feeling the need to leave someone behind, but not being ready to. Essentially, you're at a fork in the road when it comes to your love life. Trying to figure out whether you should stay or go, or if you should move on or move forward and try something new. or hold on to the past. Just some indication here of not really being in a place of knowing where you're going right now and not really knowing what your love life is going to look like, but knowing that at some point you're going to come to this place where you have to make a decision. So essentially, this card just talks about choices. It can talk about feeling like, something might be better off somewhere else. The grass is greener on the other side. It could also indicate that you might be waiting in anticipation or feeling a bit restless about a certain decision, or feeling the desire to try something new rather than keep doing what you're doing. So this ultimately comes down to like a decision that you'll have to make. All right, Kevin. Hey guys, I'm slowly making my way through the list, so just bear with me here. You're welcome, Submit. So, Kevin, I feel like Akshat would be on board with this idea. I think that they would want to move in with you this year. I think they would be ready. Now, I don't know. I think they would have to get some affairs in order. Like, the logistics would be that they might not be able to move in with you right away. They would have to like wait a certain period of time, maybe where they're currently living, they have like a lease and they have to wait till that's over, or maybe they have to make sure that, wherever they're at has adequate notice that they're leaving, something like that. But I do feel like this person would be on board with wanting to move in with you. I think they would like this idea. I have the Two of Cups and the Queen of Cups. All right, this is for Divine Empress. Oh, so you're the one with the lease. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, you're welcome, Kevin. Absolutely. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you, Kevin. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close down the free list. I will be working on everyone else for the free list that has already posted. So that would be starting with Divine Empress. And then I'll be doing Elisa, Lotus Bean, Pinky. Thank you for liking the video. Pinky, Swetha, and then P-Roy, and then that will end my free list, okay? Donations are open. All right, Divine Empress, career read. Career read for Divine Empress. Divine Empress, I see you kind of having a place of your own, like an office of your like basically you're doing something where you have flexibility. I don't know if that means like being your own boss, or what this means, but I see almost like an office in like real estate. So either in your own office in like a real like a building or in your home. But for whatever reason, I see you maintaining like your own office space for work specifically. Um, and this feels like it's giving you the flexibility that you're like you would need in your life or you'd want to provide a good work-life balance. I just see kind of like you really I don't know, maybe you already have the office, I'm not sure, but it feels like it's very much, like, decorated to how you want it to look, it feels very you, it's like a zen place for you to go and for you to work, and the job just feels very flexible, um, and by flexible, I mean, like, it's offering you comfortable living, but you don't feel like you're constantly having to slave away and be dedicated to your work all the time. I see that it's like your sanctuary. That's what they're saying. It's like your sanctuary. It's your place to go. Maybe it's like a office slash meditative room. Maybe you have like salt lamps and um incense and whatever to me sound baths, sound healing, something like that. But it's like just this very zen place, whatever that means for you. It feels very much like your own that you're working out of. And I feel like the career is providing you um a comfortable living. I don't necessarily think that I'm getting like over the top luxury. Um, but I do feel like it's giving you what you need. It's giving you a comfortable life. Is she working for herself? Is she working for herself? They're saying okay, so you might have like a main career where you are working for someone else, but that's the flexible job and it's allowing you to um, have an additional like, so I feel like you have a main job where you work for someone else, but it's very flexible. Like you can work there, you can work at home. And it's maybe like a 30-hour a week thing, which gives you a little bit of extra time and flexibility to kind of like be working in your own business as well. I just feel like you have at least two streams of income, Divine Empress. And that's really all I can get for a free read right now. But that's what I'm feeling for you. And I'm for some reason just really seeing an office for you specifically, and it's like your own place that you're creating for yourself. Alisa. Alisa, I am getting a yes for you. I have the Hierophant and the Two of Cups. I feel like F is starting to come around. Lotus Bean. Caleb's feelings. You're welcome. Okay, so what are Caleb's current feelings? Oh, Lotus Bean. Caleb's current feelings. Is this romantic for Lotus Bean? Caleb's feelings romantic. So Lotus Bean, Caleb's feelings for you I don't know. I don't know if I'm picking up like a strong romantic connection here. Obviously if you guys have experienced a romantic connection in real life, um, then maybe it's more like practical. than romantic. Something just feels very practical or like logistical here. I don't know if that means that this is like strictly business or a work relationship. Um, but it feels almost like this person has kind of shut off feelings for you, um or the feelings for you haven't necessarily developed. This just very much feels like a working business relationship where maybe you're like, you said we used to work together, but we fell. Okay, got you. Yeah, because I have the 4 of swords, so this makes me feel like he's still in a place where he wants to keep maybe to himself. 4 of swords indicates like I want to be alone, I want to be on my own, I want to like disconnect from the situation. And so it makes me feel like this person just isn't I feel, and the other thing is too is that I feel like this person is just looking at you as like very, very practically. I don't necessarily think they're looking at you with like disdain or love. I think it's just very neutral. I think it's very objective. I think they're thinking like it is what it is. Um, so yeah, that's where I'm at now. If you want to know if this person's going to come towards you or anything like that, you're more than welcome to donate. But I feel like this person's pretty much stuck and set in their ways right now, just because I saw the King of Pentacles. Okay, so Pinky, what's coming up in love? What's coming up in love for Pinky? Coming up in love for Pinky. You're welcome, Lotus. So, Pinky, I'm hearing that your love life is going to change around. I saw the Five of Pentacles, but the Six of Pentacles came out, which indicates that if you have been feeling like things just haven't been going your way in your love life, things are going to start turning around. So, things will start improving for you. I feel like maybe before you felt like you've been gypped or that you weren't getting, I don't know, maybe there's been some comparisons with what other people have and how other people are living in their relationships, and feeling like the universe isn't doling out love freely or fairly. And I feel like your time is coming. I feel like Spirit saying your love is coming. We're about to give back to you in a big way. So if you felt like you weren't receiving, maybe it was just for your highest good at that time, but I feel like now things are changing. Gemini love, I'm not sure. I try to like do everyone's that I can. If I miss someone, I do have in the description that these things are picked at random. Um, and I try to get to everyone as if I can. But let me scroll back and see if maybe possibly I missed you. Hold on one second. Sweetha, I'll be right with you. Okay, hold on. All right, so you were supposed to be after Elisa. Yeah, I think you're right, Gemini love. So let me get to you in just a second, okay? Give me 1 second, Gemini love. All right, this is for Swetha. Thank you guys for liking the live stream. Swetha, when will she get a job, please? When will she get a job? Oh my gosh. It's gonna happen any day now. Sweeta, I have the Eight of Wands. It's the fastest moving card of the deck. It can literally indicate like any minute now. More specifically, I look at wands as like days to weeks. So I think that it could be like any time between now and the next 2 months. But because it is the Eight of Swords, I think that it can happen a lot sooner than that. Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands talks about things happening very rapidly, very quickly, or news actually being on the way to you now about a job. So, yeah, I think it's gonna turn around real fast for you. All right, so this is for Gemini love. Gemini love. You're welcome, Divine Empress. Sorry, I'm a little behind on the chat. You're welcome, Piki. Lotus Bean donated. Okay, Lotus Bean, I'll be with you very soon. You're welcome. Wow. Okay. So Gemini love, I have the Ace of Cups. So I feel like this person's wanting either to start something up with you or to start something up again. So if you guys take that how it resonates, if you've been together, then maybe they're wanting to rekindle the relationship. And if this is new, this is someone who wants to start something with you. Ace of Cups indicates this person's desire to explore the feelings that they have for you, and wanting to kind of discover with you and navigate with you through that process. So, dating, spending more time together, maybe sharing the feelings that they have. So, I feel like this person is wanting to kind of take things to the next level here. All right. Let's see. And then this is my last free read of the day that I'm going to do. And then we're going to move on to donations because those are coming in now. So I will update the donation list momentarily. But first we have Lotus and then we have Sarifa. And that is it for now. Let me finish this last free reading here. What will happen to the relationship of Anik and Asmita? So P-Roy, I feel like you guys will be able to resolve this. So I feel like you're gonna want to come back together with one another and reunite, reconcile. You're welcome, Sweetha. I feel like you guys will try to overcome this through conversation, through showing one another that you appreciate each other by being honest. I feel like P. Roy, this is not over for Anik and Asmita, okay? I feel like you guys will come back together. All right, so let me update the donation list now. So this is what we've got. We have Lotus Bean. Lotus Bean, if you would like to post your question now, feel free to do that at this time. Yeah, it looks like you switched from P. Roy to Asmita. So I am getting that you guys will come back into communication. You're welcome. All right, I posted the donation list. First up is Lotus Bean. Lotus Bean, let me know what we're doing for you. You're welcome. Yeah, Sarifa, I think if I remember correctly, I thought that he was going to want to contact you. But it was more like when he felt like he had the energy to dedicate to the conversation. So maybe it's just taking longer than normal. So Sarifa, let me hold on to your question and I will be with you soon. This is for Lotus Bean. So Lotus Bean says, what's going to happen between me and Caleb? What is going to happen between Lotus Bean and Caleb? Okay, so Lotus Bean, I have the King of Pentacles popping back out again. Oh, and the Hermit. So as of right now, if nothing changes, right? If you guys just keep living life the way that you're living right now, I think you guys will not be in contact with each other. I do not see him reaching out to you right now. I feel like he's kind of in hibernation mode. He is protecting his energy. He is disconnecting. He's distancing himself and staying away from you. That's what I'm getting for right now. But I do want to ask if by chance you decided to reach out to him yourself, would he respond to you? Because this will tell us if he's open to communication, he just doesn't want to be the first one to reach out. Or this will tell us that he's not open to communication, he doesn't plan on reaching out to you, and will not respond to you either. So let's see. If Lotus Bean were to reach out to Caleb, would he respond to her? Would he be responsive? Okay, so Lotus Bean, it's saying that he would be open to hearing from you. Page of Swords indicates that he would be curious about this. So if you were to reach out, he'd want to know what your reasoning for reaching out to him would be. He'd be very interested to hear what you had to say. So I feel like this person would be responsive in regards to your attempts to communicate. So at least there's that. I don't know if you have any intention on reaching out to this person or not, but I don't think he's going to reach out on his own. So I think it would require you doing that, and that's something that you have to decide if that's something you want to do. It does feel like his energy would be responsive. I do think that you would get a text back from him, or a snap or a call or however it is you reach out to him in the first place. Let's see. How would he feel if she reached out to him? How would he feel? Okay, so he would come across still very guarded. It would probably take a lot to pull out communication from him. He would respond to you, don't get me wrong, but I think that he would be more interested in hearing what you have to say. I don't think he would be super talkative. He would just want to know what's going on with you, and what your intentions are in reaching out to him. He still would be very much like with a wall up, very guarded, very like holding back, I feel. Let's see. What do we want to ask? Would he eventually open up to her over time through communication? Would he eventually open up to her over time? I'm getting a maybe on that. I feel like there's some type of feeling of hurt feelings here. 10 of Swords, 8 of Swords. So it's like feeling some kind of hurt feelings or betrayal, or maybe feeling like there's bitterness in your relationship. And so I feel like, and especially in the beginning, this person's going to be very defensive or protective of themselves. But I also feel like they're open to an easier time moving forward. I don't think that I don't feel like Caleb necessarily enjoys the place where you guys left things. I think he would like to see things become better between the two of you. But I think this is going to take some time, okay? You're welcome. All right, so this is for Sarifa. Sarifa. SB, I got your donation. Thank you, Lotus. Have a great day. So yeah, I figured he's seen a couple of my stories pretty much every day, but hasn't said anything. He went to Colorado during the weekend. He went to Colorado. We didn't have that dinner the weekend prior, so I've given him the space. Okay, got you. Yeah, I can't remember if I had a feeling that was gonna fall through or not. I'm trying to remember back. I don't know if I should step back even more. All right, well, first of all, let's ask like how you should handle the situation, and then we'll dive into your question. So, what advice do you have to Sarifa in regards to how she should handle this situation moving forward? How should she handle this situation moving forward? Okay, so Sarifa, Spirit is saying just give to him what you're getting. So I have the Death card, I have the Four of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles. So with the Death card, it indicates the need to move on, or let go. Understand that this may be coming to an end. And even though it's not clearly 100% over, it's important for you to start adjusting to that mentality that you might need to start moving on from this person. As far as how you should act, they are saying to just give to him what you're getting. So if he's not responding to you right now, just follow his lead on that and just don't give to him. Four of Swords also indicates like reserving your energy and not doling it out to him. So I feel like with these three cards, it's just like match his energy, keep your reserve your own energy and keep to yourself, and maybe start understanding that this probably isn't going to work out. Um, it's not 100% over. Thank you, SB. But I feel like it's time where we start kind of setting up those like precautions where we understand that this might not work out, and start making those adjustments necessary to kind of work through that. Because I feel like this person going, almost 2 weeks without you hearing from him is like, or maybe it has been 2 weeks, that's like a really long time. So it almost makes me feel like he's trying to send some type of message, even though I would love for you guys to get closure in this. And there is a small part of me, I'm not gonna lie, like 15 to 20% feels like you are gonna hear from him again, but it might just be to give you closure and for you to say your piece and for him to say his piece. um, it does kind of feel like things are starting to fizzle out a bit between the two of you. And I think that's part of the reason why Spirit wants you to start making these adjustments, and just kind of like just keep to yourself, because you don't want to give to someone who's not giving back to you right now. Um, and if I recall correctly, this is like all due to some kind of misunderstanding, which is really unfortunate. But the big picture thing is that this person probably feels like this will just continue so long as you have certain people in your life. And I don't know if Eddie wants to be the type of person to give you an ultimatum. So he's probably just bowing out of the situation. Um, Now that he's had some time to think, I still think he's connected to you. I just don't know if he has much hope or faith that this is going to work long term. And so maybe he's just trying to face the reality of the situation. Um, so let's see what's going on between Eddie and Sarifa. What's going on between Eddie and Sarifa? Things yet to be revealed. I feel like right now, see, Sarifa, because I'm not exactly sure what happened. So I can't speak on his feelings really specifically, but I feel like in some way he felt like this was a lot for him. This was like more than what he feels is fair. And he feels like almost like this was just like absolutely crazy to happen or unnecessary to happen. And it just kind of makes him question like the strength of your relationship. He feels like this was just a really extreme situation that maybe he's uncomfortable with, because he's never been like he's never felt this way before or been put in this position before. And so he feels like this is almost like a flag, like he might feel like this is a red flag, or this might be like a deal breaker, a non-negotiable situation. Maybe he's like, I truthfully just don't want to be in this position, so I'm just going to move on. I feel like he's seeking peace. He's saying, I've been put to this extreme and I don't want to be there anymore. I just want to be at peace. The High Priestess is indicating things are still yet to be revealed, meaning that you, me, and him, and everyone else who does readings for you isn't going to know 100% how this is going to turn out. I guess things are still working their way, you know, working themselves out right now. And I don't think anybody that does a reading for you is going to know exactly what's going to happen here. Um, but I think that a lot of signs are pointing towards him feeling the need to kind of let this go. And maybe try to like bring some more peace back into his life, because I think this honestly felt like some type of disruption to him for some reason. I'm picking up on like he's like this was just whoa, like this was just not okay. This was not ideal. Um will she hear from Eddie, please? Will she hear from Eddie? Will she hear from Eddie? So Sarifa, I feel like you are going to hear from him. Like I said, I feel like this is definitely going to be at least one more conversation. I don't know if he's the type of person to just like 100% ghost. Um, I do feel like you're going to get the opportunity to clear the air with him, but I don't know if it's going to change his mind on anything. It feels almost like, let me just give her the opportunity to say her piece, but I'm pretty much planted where I stand. Like I don't think anything's going to be able to move or sway me at all. Um and that might be the only reason why, if you guys don't get a conversation, um and he does ghost, quote unquote, it it might just be because he feels like there's nothing you could have said to sway his mind. um and so the longer that this goes on, the less percent I feel there is going to be a conversation. So it's like, if this goes on for 2 more weeks, this is like narrowing the window of like being able to come back to this and actually talk about this. um but my gut is telling me, like I said, there's like a 15 to 20% chance that you guys will still be able to have another conversation. The cards keep telling me no. The cards keep telling me that you guys are not going to. um but maybe that's just spirit's way of saying it's not going to happen right now. um let's just say, if things continue the way they are, um when when would she most likely hear from him? If things continue the way they are, when would she most likely hear from him? So I have the Two of Swords. So this could indicate, um within, between now and the next 2 weeks, that you would hear from him. If things continue the way they are and you do hear from him, it would be between now and the next 2 weeks, is what they're saying. I think with the High Priestess coming out first, Tarifa, there's just a lot that we just don't know. And I'm not going to be able to answer for you for sure. What I do know is that the longer that you guys go without talking, the narrower the chances are that you guys will have another conversation. So if you feel like you need to talk to him, I do hope it happens sooner than later. Because like if we go another month, like I feel like that's just going to keep lowering the chances of you guys coming together. Um, but again, like I said, I do feel like he's still connected to you in a small way. But something about his feelings are making me feel like he's trying to make up his mind right now without talking to you. Yeah, Sister Rifa, I'm sorry. I know. I feel like there was some like clear cut answers in that reading, but then I know that in certain aspects there weren't. Like, for instance, I know that um Spirit is saying to kind of match his energy. That's a clear cut advice. Like, don't give more to him than what he's giving to you right now. It's not worth your time to do that. Just reserve your energy for now. Um, and like basically prepare for the worst, prepare for the possibility of like this being the end and you might needing to move forward or move on. That was also like a very clear cut message. Another clear cut message was the high priestess that no one is going to know, not neither you nor I nor him is going to 100% know how this is going to play out at the moment, because there's still a lot left up in the air to decide. I do feel like he's like 90% sure that this is not something that he wants to continue, but he still is not feeling fully confident in that decision. That is why I feel like there is that window of hope, and that is why I feel like there's not enough information that we have right now to give you a clear-cut answer. And when I was shuffling for you in the beginning, I still was feeling that he wants to talk to you still, just to have one more conversation. I just worry that if he tries to make up his mind without talking to you, then he will ghost, even though I don't think that's a part of his personality. That's why I think the longer that we wait to hear from him, the longer that it takes for him to respond to you, um, the lower and lower the chances are of a conversation happening, because he's gonna start getting used to like the distance, and it's just eventually gonna like fizzle itself out. Um, but I think that if a conversation does not come within the next 2 weeks, then it probably is not going to. Two of Swords, remember? So yeah, that's just like a recap. I just want to make sure that everything that I said made sense. Hey SB, hey James, welcome in. Okay, so we're gonna work on SB now. Okay, so donations are SB and then James. You're welcome, Sarifa. Oh shoot. Sorry guys, I'm still a little sniffly. I am feeling almost 100% better, but I think I'm going to be dealing with the sniffles for a while. James, I have your questions. And Sarifa, I hope you have a great rest of your day. SB, we are shuffling for you now. All right. Let's spread. SB, Joel. Hey, Lotus, thank you. SB, Joel, the first guy, the Virgo, he is worried about getting his heart broken. I don't know if he feels like, like you're a heartbreaker or what, but I have the Three of Swords here under how they are feeling right now. And I think he's very worried about like getting crushed. So, um, that's like a main concern for them is like falling too hard and getting hurt or something. So maybe that's indicating that he feels like you could break his heart. Um, yeah, so that's crazy. He's just like really worried about that. His intentions are the sun. Whenever I see this, is like I feel like this person just like really wants to enjoy themselves, want to have a good time, keep things light, keep things fun and flirty. Um, and just like roll with the punches, have a good time with you. I feel like they're up for anything as long as it sounds fun. And let's see. So as far as like what you want, I have the death card. And so this is like you constantly working on bettering yourself. And maybe you're looking for a partner who will go through that with you as well, who will accept you even though you're constantly evolving and changing, and accept every version of you and love every version of you. It also feels like you're working really hard right now to be better every single day, and you're looking for someone to just accept that side of you and just like appreciate the work that you've put in. What they want is this guy's here for an easy ride. You said you pulled back from him. He said he's been super busy, so I put him on the back burner. I let him know good luck. Actually, yeah, like another train's coming for me any minute. But he's looking for like easy. I feel like he might self-sabotage a little bit, for fear of like really putting himself out there in a vulnerable way. It's probably easier for him to compartmentalize his feelings. Six of Swords indicating what he wants is like he just wants things to be easy. He doesn't want to have any hardships, any difficulties, any drama, but that can indicate that he doesn't necessarily allow himself to submerge himself into relationships. And so that could be why you're like not getting a lot of investment from him. Let's see. What brings you together? So we have a strength here of the Six of Pentacles. You guys match each other's energy pretty well. I feel like you're not the type of person, maybe I should say anymore, but just in general, you're not the type of person to really give to someone if they're not giving back to you. So a strength is that nobody here is feeling like a power struggle. Like if he's giving to you and you're giving to him and it feels balanced, great. If he's not giving to you, then you're not giving to him. There's no need to have that like power struggle or dynamic here of like, oh, I feel like, the ball is in his court all the time. You're kind of like, hey, you got the ball, but so does this guy and this guy and this guy, and everyone's got the ball in their court. So who's going to play first? Who's going to shoot first? So I feel like that is a strength, because I think that when the effort is not matched anymore, that's when things start to get kind of cloudy and confusing. You said, the only thing you don't like is how he kind of wasted my time. Wasn't long, but he should have been honest with himself and me. Oh, right. Oh, the only thing you didn't like. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you. I got you. But luckily he's met his match, it seems, here. What pulls you apart? So for a weakness, I have the King of Pentacles. It kind of feels like instability is the main thing, and I think that's kind of the message that you're speaking right now, is that you don't feel like you can rely on him. He might be kind of flaky. It might be hard to feel like you can really like lock him down, and understand where he is or where his head is at. And I feel like the energy around the relationship is that things are not going to change. So if you are hoping that eventually things will get better with this person, I'm not getting that. I have the Emperor here, so that makes me feel like he's kind of set in his ways. And you might be too. You're set in your ways on what you want, and maybe this just is not a compatible like companion for you. Um, let's see. Oh my God, whenever I see the 10 of Cups under what's hidden, I cannot help but think that someone is hiding like their sexuality. Um, for whatever reason, 10 of Cups always gives like LGBTQ vibes. And I say that just because if I think it, I have to say it out loud, but I don't necessarily feel like that's what's happening here, but it makes me feel that way every time I see it. But the underlying energy with the 10 of Cups is, or I'm sorry, not the underlying energy. What is hidden as the 10 of Cups just indicates that you guys might just want different things. You're looking for a relationship, someone who's going to give to you and be committed to you, and someone you can build a life with. And maybe he's just looking for fun and happiness and joy. There's certain aspects of the 10 of Cups that you're looking for, and there's certain aspects of the 10 of Cups that he's looking for, but maybe they're not the same. And then, will the relationship be successful? I have the Hangman. Just flat out, it says no. But the Hangman also talks about being like in this place of pause and not really being able to see the relationship moving forward. So, yeah, that's what I've got for USB for that first guy. You'd think with a Virgo things would be different, but Virgos also succumb kind of like Capricorns to in Tauruses. I mean, it's an earthly thing. Succumbing to earthly pleasures is very easy. For Virgo energies, I personally feel like Virgos can have, especially Virgo men, they can have like addictive qualities where, they just want to indulge. And actually, I know that Tauruses get a bad rap for indulging like that, but I feel like Virgos can also do the same thing. Um, I know quite a few Virgo men in my life, and that's how I feel. So it could be that he's just here for a good time, He's just here for a good time. You're like, I want to like partner, and he's just like, I'm here for fun. I want to indulge. I want to, do this and that. So it just depends on what strength of his he's playing to that sun sign. Hey, Fiza, welcome in. He said, oh, maybe, yeah, I mean, that makes sense too. Oh, for 2, that's my son's dad. Honestly, it's looking dry out here. He and I are getting along, and I still find him attractive. I can see us reconciling if it's in the cards. Okay. Well, let's see. I just like was shuffling and kind of like lost my train of thought, and I accidentally shuffled my cards like inside out. I don't know how to really explain it, but they're a little confused right now. So hold on. Hey Fiza, my prayer list is actually closed, but it's only $5 to ask a yes/no question if you'd like to donate. I'm one of those people like, hey, let's get married, do family stuff, but also let's enjoy our lives independently. We can live across the world for a short period as long as we come back. I'm good with that. I'm not a super needy person. Yeah, so like, no, I get that. But the two are not mutually exclusive. You can be independent in a relationship. I think the strongest relationships are ones where you can grow and evolve and change. You don't have to be that same person that you were on day one. The person accepts every version of you, and you're able to grow together, like grow independently together, side by side. I think the main thing for USB, which I pick up on readings quite a bit, is that you just want to know where you stand with someone. You want to know and have that security of like, this is my person. It's not necessarily like I need someone there with me every single day. You'd like that, that would be nice, but you're like, I just need to know who I am to you, and I need to know where I stand to you. And as long as I have that security and I have that commitment, if you've got to travel for work, like, no big deal. I've been on my own for a long time. Like, I can handle my shit by myself, but I am looking for that companion. And more importantly, you're probably looking for someone who's like willing to add value, because you're like, I can do it on my own. So if you're not going to show up here and add something to my life, then I don't think it's necessary to have you here. So I completely understand that. And if you agree with what I'm saying, then I feel like I'm tapping into your energy pretty well. But like, that's like the biggest thing, I think, is that you need to know who you are to someone and what you mean to them, and like feel that peace of mind and that security and that like reassurance from that person. Hey Margaret, welcome in. All right, so second person. Okay. So SB, I feel like with you and this person, there is love here. I think the thing is that it goes deeper than that. I think when you um when you create life with someone, it's like a different kind of connection, and I know you know what I'm talking about. Um and even if they're like even if they're like the worst person in the world, it's like, that you're going to be tethered to that person for forever. um and so I do feel like there'll always be that baseline of appreciation for the fact that you guys made this, this person that you love more than anything together. Maybe some women are saying that's all I'm happy for, or that's all I'm grateful for, but outside of that, they can go to hell. But I feel like for you and him, specifically, oh no, where did my cards go? What the hell? Oh, there we go. But for you and him specifically, I feel like there is a lot of love here. At the bottom of the deck, we have the lovers. So there's always been this like, will they, won't they? What if? Maybe always keeping each other in the back of the mind as like an option. Kind of like if nothing works with anyone else, then maybe him and I will come back together. Hey Jazz. I'm sorry girl, it is, but I should be back this week. Oh, okay. All right, that sounds good. I was gonna say I should be back this weekend to provide like some more free reads. So SB, I do feel like there's like that love there. Now I specifically asked in this reading, of course, I always ask, will the relationship be successful? And I did get a yes, so we'll start with that card first. The Nine of Wands here indicates that it will be successful, but I see with the Nine of Wands that also means that even though this is a yes, you guys have been through hell and back together. That you might feel very guarded with this person, not in that you don't feel comfortable with them, but you guarding your heart. And I feel like they might also be feeling the same way. Nine of Wands talks about how there's a lot of history. There could have been some bad periods of time between the two of you. It talks about being like battle scarred and wounded, and you're walking around looking like you just got the living shit beaten out of you, but you're like, you know what though? I'm going to make it. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to heal. So this just really indicates having a lot of history with someone. And even though you have that history, you're still here standing and saying yes. You're still here saying, I want to try, or I'd like to try. And that just indicates that there could be a lot of strength here in your relationship with one another. So yes, this is a yes card, that the relationship will be successful. Even if you guys are a bit guarded, there's still that hope there for the two of you. And as I mentioned, at the bottom of the deck, we had the lovers. So this talks about, soulmates and having that connection with one another in a way that no one else would understand. You did this thing together that no one else gets, no one else has with you. And it also indicates this really basic level of free will too between the two of you, is that neither of you are holding on to one another very tightly. And there is something very beautiful in that, because that indicates that if that's that phrase of like, if you love them, let them go. If they come back, they're yours to keep, or whatever. That's how it feels. It feels like neither of you are holding on to this outcome very tightly. It's almost like it's there. It's in the back of your mind, but it's not something that you're like, oh, I'm going to die. Like, I'm desperate for it, or I need it. And I feel like that's great, because when two people have free will and neither of them feel pressured, neither of them feel like too attached to the outcome, but they decide to be together, that's when the beauty happens. So there's that. So let's dig in a little bit to how they feel about you. We have the Judgment card. So I do feel like this person's asking for forgiveness, asking for closure, asking for clarity. I feel like this person wants to try to repair and heal and have something new with you. They are a little bit worried, or maybe a little bit anxious about possibly starting something up with you again. I think that they have a lot of fears surrounding this. Not so much fear on you per se, but more about their ability to execute, not execute. I don't even think that's a word. Their ability to execute a proper relationship with you, and give to you all that you need and all that you want. So it's a matter of them feeling like, are they adequate? Will they measure up? Will they be able to give you what you're looking for? I think that you would like to see more romantic expression from this person. I think you would like to see this person making more of an effort, romantically speaking, more of a gesture or like a grand gesture just to really feel special. Um, and I think what they want is change in the relationship. They're not satisfied with where you guys are at the moment. I think you both are really good at coming together. It's staying together that's the hard part. So that's the strength and weakness here. Um, the energy around the relationship is the world. So this does say that you guys have like a successful essence around you, if you will. It's very successful. It feels victorious. It feels like the energy is that maybe you guys were supposed to be together all along. Maybe you guys separated just to come back together. So like there's this romanticism associated with how you both perceive your relationship. It feels very like maybe it was you all along kind of thing, like almost like a the long way around of like a romantic rom-com in a sense. Um, what is hidden? We have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords doesn't really indicate anything that is hidden specifically, but pages do talk about a little bit of immaturity. It can indicate that someone's not quite the king that they should be. But it does also indicate a desire for a grounded connection between both of you, that you both, it's something you both would like to see in your relationship. And also, it indicates that there's a lot of curiosity between the two of you, and in what you feel and what he feels. So you both are wondering about each other. Ajaz, yes, that is correct. It's $5 for a yes no. Okay. So now we're gonna shuffle SB for your third donation that you sent. Okay, Jazz, that sounds good. Super deep. I will have to get to you momentarily. Thank you for subscribing. I am working on donations right now, which take priority at the moment. If you would like to get yourself on the list so that way you don't have to wait, you can donate $5, but otherwise I'll get to you as soon as I can. Hey, Jazz, I have your question. Thank you. Okay. We're working on SB's last question now. SB, I know I'm quiet. I am still here. I'm shuffling. It's a little loud because my husband just got back from work, so I was on mute. How will work be for 6 months from now for SB? How will work be for 6 months from now? Oh, SB, I feel like the trajectory of your job is going to be really good 6 months from now. I feel like things are just getting stronger and better every single day. The first card out is the Strength card, and then we also have the Nine of Cups, indicating that you're getting what you want out of this. That things continue to feel like they're working out in your favor, that you're getting, what you wish for or what you want. Let's see. It also is instilling like more confidence in you as the day goes on, maybe because you're getting more comfortable with what it is you're doing every day. But any self-doubt that you have, you start to overcome over the next 6 months. You might even be feeling like little sparks of inspiration as well, for yourself in your personal life. Inspiration, like creative inspiration. Maybe feeling more confident in what your what your job is, makes you feel like you have more mental energy to dedicate towards creative projects, because you start to feel like, oh, I can now do my job like the back of my hand. I'm not having to think so much about it. And um you know like it's the learning process is over. Like, in 6 months from now, you're in this groove where you know what you're doing. You could do it with your eyes closed, kind of thing. And so when you can go into work and be mostly on an autopilot in a sense, because you have your rhythm down, it does allow for a lot more mental energy to be expressed in other ways outside of your career. So it could be, like starting a garden or some type of creative project. It can be putting maybe more mental energy into things that you want to get done around the house, or instead of like buying baked goods for a bake sale for your kid, you can actually make them. Like, just stuff like that. I feel like you're able to reserve a lot more mental energy here over the, in the next 6 months, the more and more comfortable that you get with what it is that you're doing every day. Let's see. Yeah, I just pulled the Seven of Cups, which is essentially telling me the same thing that I just said. So I do like that, because then I'm able to see that I am heading in the right direction. Let's see. How are things going for her with work in 6 months? How are things going with her? SB, there's like a minor message of meeting someone at work, or the second interpretation is meeting someone outside of work, but work interferes with this. So I don't know if it feels like there is some type of restriction or conflict here. So meeting someone romantically at work, there might be some like taboo faux pas type of thing, by working with someone that you're considering a relationship with. Hold on, I'm trying to understand this full message. Give me a second. Okay, so I feel like they're saying that could be what the restriction is, or they're saying that you could meet someone that's it's not work related at all, but work is restricting you from being able to um, spend as much time with them as you want. Maybe your schedules are just very opposite, and it's not allowing for a lot of flexibility. Whereas maybe someone else that you might date might have a similar work schedule to you, that so that way your free time is more in sync with one another. But there's like this indication of like maybe meeting someone somehow with work being a restriction in some way. It doesn't necessarily feel like it's overwhelmingly bad. It just is a message that's coming through. Just seems like something to, I guess, tell you about or make you aware of. How's this job going to be 6 months from now? You have the Two of Cups. This also talks about love or like a new relationship. So, in regards to work, I feel like that indicates like, oh, this is a great match for you. Um, this is still a job that you feel was the best decision for you, and you're happy that you made this change. Um, but the Two of Cups can also indicate again like someone coming into your life, like a love relationship that is affected by your work in some way. Um, I'm seeing like Knight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. The more I talk about this, the more I think you meet this person at work. Pentacles has to do with like tangible financial and career. Uh, and we've got both of those things here. So they are saying that you will feel job security, and that you also, yeah. Oh, that's so crazy because I have the word routine here, and that's kind of what I was talking about. Remember, I said earlier you'd be getting into like a rhythm, so like getting into a routine. So you're gonna really feel like you just got things down for sure. With the Nine of Cups in this reading, starting off and ending with the Wheel of Fortune, it just indicates like a lot of luck, a lot of happiness, a lot of you're on the right path, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Whenever I see the Wheel of Fortune upright, I feel like that's just like a nod from spirit saying that this is where you're supposed to be. And you're probably going to feel that way even now, but also in 6 months from now, like, yeah, this was the right move. This was what I was supposed to do. But that is where I'm going to leave it as, because I do feel like the messages start getting repetitive when I'm supposed to be done. So yeah, that is what I've got for you. I'm not sure if you're still here or if you're going to play back this message later, but I appreciate your donation. Thank you so much. I'm going to move on to James now. So James, I believe James said he was at work. Super deep again. Thank you for your posting your question. I need you to give me some time to get to you. I'm working on donations right now, which take priority. If you would like to donate $5, I can add you to the list and you can get your reading done sooner, okay? All right, James. James, this is for you. I'm not sure if you're here or not, but I'm going to shuffle for you now. All right, love option 2, please, for Patty and James. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of blue. I'm getting like throat chakra. Isn't the throat chakra blue? You would know. You would know, wouldn't you? But I'm pretty sure it's throat chakra because I was like, I'm seeing a lot of blue and it's feeling like now we've kind of hit the nail on the head here. In regards to your connection, we've hit like that. How do we communicate with one another? And it's almost like an aha moment, like an epiphany in some way of like, oh, okay, this is what we should have been doing all along. And so like that active desire to try to work through and communicate your needs and communicate how you're feeling, and her too, and doing it in a constructive way where it's actually proving to be beneficial for the relationship. So I don't know if you're working on like, because I know you said you're doing distance healing, so either maybe this is a message to focus more and like on her throat chakra, if that's even something you can like focus on. I don't know how Reiki works, but if there's a way to kind of concentrate your attention there, that would be really good. Because I feel like sometimes when we are really good at speaking our mind, but we're not really good about being tactful or vulnerable, it could be because we're blocked in some way. And so maybe this is indicating like great healing to be done on your throat chakra, or maybe if you have been doing that recently, that's confirmation that I'm getting. I'm just seeing a lot of blue for some reason. All right, so Patty and James, please, love option 2. What is she giving the connection, thoughts, feelings, and intentions? Is there any blocks or influences here? And what is the overall energy, please? What is she giving this connection? Thoughts, feelings, intentions. Are there any blocks or influences? What is the overall energy? Okay, so James, Spirit is reminding me of a reading I did once for someone. She's also a reader herself, and she's come to me quite a few times. But it's not often that she's in here, and they're kind of reminding me of a conversation that I had in regards to, she was like, what do I do? And I was like, I just feel, again, I might be an energy reader, but I'm not like a Reiki master. We all know this, but I can sense when there's like some type of blocks or stuck energy. And I was telling her when I was like reading for her that it kind of felt like she would work on one thing and then the problem would just move to another area. So thank you, Lotus Bees, for your question. I'll be with you shortly. So I feel like that's kind of what Spirit's reminding me to tell you, is that I feel like that's what's happening with Patty, is that she has a stuck energy, very like stubborn stuck energy, and it's like you clear one area and then it like just moves somewhere else. And so, you can put a lot of focus on like maybe her heart healing or something, and then that moves down to like her sacral, and then I don't know, there's like this dark spot that just is stuck, and it just keeps like
moving all around, and it does feel like it's getting like blasted away. It does feel like it's not as big as it was before. It feels like it's getting smaller in size, but it's still there and it's still moving around to different areas, and so it's like hiding in these different places, and it's like this stubborn stuck energy, and I don't really know how else to explain that. But basically, spirit is saying to just know this, and maybe something you do know already about her, but it just feels like once you clear one area, just know that this it almost is like, because I think you're doing like whole body distance healing, which is very important. And I remember specifically saying like her throat chakra, something's going on with that right now. But maybe it would be really good if you're not doing whole body, if you could just start clearing like it from like, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about, but it just feels like if we're focusing too much on like one specific area, this thing that's the stuck energy just keeps moving all around. And I feel like that's the message, but I just want to throw that out there because it does feel like overall her energy towards you in this spread, it feels like things are getting blasted away. Like I don't know what word to use, but it feels I'm thinking like almost medically speaking, like if you imagine if you have like a really big like rock, like a mass or something like that that a doctor is trying to like get rid of. Um they're like chipping away, chipping away, chipping away. And slowly they're able to break piece off of piece off of piece off of piece. And this thing that was originally like a really big problem is like now getting smaller and smaller and smaller, but it's still requiring effort and work because it's not completely gone. Like that's basically what spirit wants me to tell you. Um Now, as far as what she's giving the connection is, I feel like she is wanting to show you, and maybe she already is showing you that this connection with you is important to her, and she's willing to do what it takes to keep working on it. I think that she does feel sometimes as though um, she may feel like she's missed out on certain things with you because she got stuck on like I don't necessarily feel like she has regret, but I feel like sometimes she thinks that she focuses on a lot of things that in the end they work themselves out. And so it stops her from being able to be present with you. It stops her from being able to be in the moment with you because she's so focused on all these other things. And then once those other things work out, or she realized that it wasn't really anything to be worried about in the first place, she thinks to herself, well, great, now I wasn't even present. So she has a hard time like really being in the moment because she's very much concerned about this, that, and the other. And she's not allowing herself. So she feels like she's missing out on like precious moments with you where she's like focused on the wrong thing, if that makes sense. So these are like some thoughts and feelings that she's having, that she's wanting to like mature and she's wanting to grow and she's wanting to try to be more in the moment and not so focused on these other things because she's kind of starts to have like regret about missing out, you know? Um, or being like, oh, I was just too worried about this thing or too concerned about this thing or putting too much focus on something that didn't matter and that I was like missing out on like a really great situation or a great time. Um, and I feel like that's something that she's like really wanting to change about herself. She wants to bring a lot of like love and patience into this connection. And I think that she's like, I need to not react as quickly. I need to try to like think through this first if I can. And um, I think that she just wants to allow time to kind of heal and allow your connection to heal moving forward. She definitely wants peace in her life. She just needs to understand that like she can have it if she wants it. She likes to look for it's easy for I won't say she looks for it, but it's easy for her to see problems. It's a lot easier for her to see problems and issues and reasons to disagree or walk away than it is for her to see the love and kindness. She feels less comfortable with that. Um, and so I feel like this is like her saying, I really am trying to move on, really trying to change. There are no blocks. Influences I have is the star. And it just talks about her trying to have more positivity and faith. Um, Maybe dig a little bit more into the spiritual side of things and not try to question things so much from a practical ego standpoint. Maybe just try to succumb more to like the magic of things. Um, and the overall energy is death. So we are looking at some type of change here in your connection, which is good. We definitely like to see change, especially when things are not going exactly how we would want. Um, all right, next question. What does Patty want out of our relationship together? What does Patty want out of our relationship together? What does Patty want out of the relationship, please? What does Patty want out of the relationship? Um, okay, so I feel like honestly, I think she's a little bit confused about what she wants out of the relationship. I think her heart of hearts is that she wants to give this a try again, like seriously. Um, I'm not sure what exactly happened with you guys in the past and why it didn't work out before. And if it resonates for you, maybe doesn't want she's worried that like something like that could happen again. Um, I think that she knows realistically you guys have changed, you guys have grown, you're different people. But I think that she worries about either feeling the same way or something similar happening, whatever went down in the past. So if that resonates for you, like just know that probably sticks with her. Um, I feel like she is a little bit confused about what exactly she wants from this. Like I said, I think deep down in her heart of hearts, she knows that she wants to give this relationship a try. Um, I think that a lot of times it's like she starts overthinking and she gets a little bit in her way and a little bit ahead of herself, which she shouldn't. I think one of the main things that she wants to work on, I kind of touched on in the last reading, is that she wants to focus more on the present. She's kind of tired of like worrying about like the things that maybe aren't working or the negative thing. She's trying to look more at like the positive to be more present. The Five of Cups keeps showing up, and that makes me feel like the expression is like no use crying over spilled milk. Like you can't really change what has happened. And so you need to be um more like flexible or have the ability to understand that like you can't go back but you can go forward. And I do feel like that is kind of the message here, is that she's thinking to herself, whatever has happened, whether it's between me and James or me and someone else, I cannot change the past. I can't change what I've done, what's been done to me. I can only think about the future. And unfortunately, the past seems to come and haunt her quite a bit. And she's always looking back and always thinking about those things and her experiences. Um, so I would say right now, the best I can give to you is that deep down, she wants to give this a try with you. Deep down, she knows that she really wants to see this through with you, and see what can come of it. I do believe that she wants to focus more on the positive and not worry so much about the pragmatic, logistical, realistic side. She kind of just wants to like jump in with both feet. And I feel like she's ready to kind of leave the past behind and start something new with you. And I think deep down that's what it is. I really do. Um but yeah, there is some confusion here, and I think it's just due to overthinking, which she keeps it's funny because I feel like she has a devil and an angel on her shoulder, where one's telling her one thing and the other's telling her the other thing, and then once she thinks that her mind is made up, then the devil comes in and starts talking to her, and then she's like, ugh, and then the angel comes in and tries to give her peace of mind, and then the devil comes back, and so she's almost got like this inner voice, like two inner voices or something, that are constantly battling it out with one another. What does June look like for their relationship together? A friend is having a wedding and I love to bring her. Okay. So what does June look like for their relationship together? What does June look like for their relationship together? Okay, so she's definitely more open-minded in June for you. This is a solid beginning for your relationship. I feel like you're getting opportunities here that you haven't had before with her. I feel like she might be becoming more consistent and more dependable. But yeah, things feel pretty solid. I see with the 9 of Cups that you're starting to feel like, I wouldn't call it hard work, but for lack of better words, hard work is paying off. Like you're starting to feel like you're getting that fulfillment, that reward for your efforts. She is becoming more decisive. I still think there's like an impulsive tendency that she has, but I feel like she's more grounded, and she's able to make better choices or decisions for herself. I see you getting what you deserve. I literally just said that. The justice is here, like getting your justice. June looks really good for you guys. I feel like there's a lot of like time spent alone together here as well. Yeah, so as long as things continue on this track, I think things look really good, and I feel like she would come with you in a heartbeat. I feel like she'd come with you to that wedding. I feel like she would say, absolutely, let's do it. Let me see. When should he ask her? When should he ask her to come to the wedding? When should he ask her if she'll come to the wedding? When should he ask her? Or maybe I should say, when should he invite her as his +1? When should he invite her as his +1? So we have Knight of Swords, seize the moment, jump in, be assertive, be direct. Is there a timing on that? So they're saying sometime in May would probably be best. Mark yourself down, I guess, for a +1, and maybe invite her in May. Maybe April's a little too soon, possibly. I know you want to give her adequate time. I would say if it's June, like if it's a June wedding, middle to end of June, then I think May is adequate. Um, if it's like early June, then you might want to wait till the end of this month. But I think her committing to something that's like a month away is a lot more tangible for her. So the longer you can wait, the better it will be, it feels. So James, that is what I have for you. Hopefully you feel like I answered your questions in full. Thank you so much for your donation and stopping by. We are going to move on to, let's see, Lotus. Lotus posted her question. Hey Jazz, welcome back. You are next after Lotus, okay? Remember, guys, I allow up to 3 readings in a row, so that way you don't have to wait again for your turn. If you donate before it's your turn or during your turn, you can add on to your reading, and that way you don't have to wait in line all over again. And I do up to 3 questions in a row. After that, I will have to put you at the end of the line just to be fair so that people aren't waiting for a long time. So if I allowed for like infinite readings, people might be waiting like 30 minutes to an hour. But if you want to tack on to your reading or if you have any extra questions, you don't have to wait again, as long as I get that in by this before or during your reading. All right, so Lotus Bean says, what is my next love interest like? You're welcome, Jazz. What is my next love interest like? Next love interest. Lotus Bean. Lotus Bean, I don't really like the 7 of Swords coming out first. It does make me feel like maybe this is not the best person for you. So I guess just be careful. Be careful who you're getting interested in. Because if it's like someone you think is attractive and like you go on a date or something, I think that could easily be your next love interest, or it could be your next serious relationship. So just kind of be on the lookout for maybe some red flags potentially. There is a positive spin on the 7 of Swords card, which indicates this person just has a hard time letting their guard down. They could mask a lot in front of people and it might take a while to get to know them. That's the positive side of it. The negative side of it is that this love interest could be someone who's very sneaky, shady, lies, keeps secrets, keeps things hidden, does underhanded or dangerous or risky behavior, lack of consequences, that kind of thing. So I guess just be observant. And if you're noticing any red flags, maybe just cut that off real quick. But the positive side of that card is that this person could just have a hard time letting people in. They like to be on their own. They like to spend time on their own. They might, again, like mask a lot. It might take a while to kind of get to the center of who they are. So there's that. I do have the King of Swords here. So I feel like this is someone who does know how to have a conversation. They have good manners. They think with their head over their heart. So they're not super emotional. I feel like they're very blunt and straightforward, very tactless. So if they, you ask them a question, just be prepared for an honest answer. It's not always a bad thing. Okay, Jazz, that sounds good. It's not always a bad thing for someone to be honest with you. Know that you're always going to get an honest answer from them. But like, just be prepared because this person's gonna just, if you ask their opinion, they're gonna just be very blunt and straightforward about it. Um, so I just feel like they don't have a lot of tact with how they present things. And that could be why, if they are like a shady person that keeps secrets, it could be because people don't typically respond well to um to their honesty, and so they just keep a lot of things to themselves. Maybe it's something that was conditioned for them to do, um, because maybe they just never get a good reaction when they're honest. 8 of Cups here. 8 of Cups. Um, I feel like they're looking at you, Queen of Wands. So that means that they're looking at you as a very vibrant, attractive, warm, welcoming type of person. You're also here as the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like they're looking at you as someone of value, something to offer them. And maybe they're looking at you as someone who would make like a great life partner. I do have that confirmed here with the 10 of Pentacles. I just worry a little bit with this like 7 of Swords, 8 of Cups vibe. It makes me concerned that this person is just kind of here looking for what you can offer to them, and not really like here to give you anything serious. The 8 of Cups talks a lot about like abandonment, and again, the positive side of this card could be that they know how to walk away from something that's not good for them. But the bad side of this card is that they could ghost you, they could abandon you, they could be very hot and cold and just kind of like leave you out in the dust, you know? So I think just take this message, the positive and the negative, and just be alert when you're starting to date someone new or talk to someone new, and just know that if you're getting red flags from someone, it might be this might be a warning to kind of move on from that person. But if you're all green flags and you're just seeing the positive side of everything, then you can just take that however it resonates for you. So this next one is for Ajaz. Ajaz, let's see. So Ajaz, you asked a yes no question first. And then Ajaz, if you want to type your question for your other reading, you can do that now if you'd like. You're welcome, Lotus. All right, this is for Ajaz. Ajaz, I am getting a yes. I have the 7 of Pentacles, Strength, and Ace of Wands. 7 of Pentacles indicates this person is still invested in your relationship and feeling like it's worth repairing. Strength card here feels like the connection is more important than the issue at hand. And the Ace of Wands indicates like a new beginning. So All of those cards do make me feel like this person is going to want to reconcile the friendship. Um, okay. So, can you describe next love interest? Yes, absolutely. All right, next love interest for HS. Oh, Ajas, next love interest. First card out, Four of Wands. Wow. Okay, so in the grandest perspective, this is indicating that you might marry this next person. That this is like life partner, marriage, long-term relationship type vibes. And in the like shorter term perspective, it's someone that you kind of jump into things with like rather quickly. So things escalate into a relationship pretty fast. I would say, um, you know, mere months even of once you meet one another, you guys are like getting involved into a relationship. So, um, I think you could like meet and then date and then become like exclusive even within like 2 months. So I feel like, and of course, that depends on how often you guys are seeing each other. But I'm seeing here with the Four of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles, this person wants you to. I type fast. Oh, you could hear me typing. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I do. I type really fast. The first person that said that, I just forget that you guys can hear me. But I feel like this person coming in is like looking at you as like, that's my wife, Or like also maybe you're feeling that way too, like that's my wife. So yeah, it feels good. It feels like you guys are hitting it off right away. I feel like this person is really good at bringing out the best in you. Death card here indicates like seeing your potential and you seeing theirs. And really wanting, yeah, to bring out the best in one another. There's certain people that just clash and they bring out the worst in one another. And I feel like this person's just like highlighting the best parts of yourself. And I think other people are noticing it as well. You said you are a wife. Let's see. It's funny because I said I feel like you guys jump into a relationship pretty quickly, and I have the Knight of Wands. This is you guys are being hasty. I feel like this is definitely a passionate relationship. We'll just leave it at the sex is really good between the two of you. We also have the Lovers here, so yeah, I think that's great. Everyone wants to see the Lovers in the reading. This talks about like love and soulmates and temptation and really testing your perseverance and your desire for love. And it does talk about like a perfect match or a perfect union coming together. Yeah, I think that there's no lacking in that department. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, overall, I think it looks really good. I really think that. Oh, and I have the Eight of Wands, just indicating that this person could be coming in quick. Bottom of the deck, the Fool. So I do feel like this is someone new. Um, Eight of Wands, whenever I see that, I always think that it can be anytime within the next 8 weeks. But Wands is also like a really fast moving card. So it could be So like swords for me are minutes, hours, days, and then wands are like days, weeks. So if we're talking like it could be between the next 8 days and 8 weeks that this happens, or Eight of Wands can indicate like something sooner than expected. So I would say if I was going to go with like a timeline of something happening pretty immediately, I would say you probably will meet this person before June is over. But that's my best guess. But yeah, that is what I've got for you, girl. Yeah, very, very compatible in a lot of different ways. You guys, like I said, you guys just hit it off really well, and that might be why the relationship moves forward very quickly and easily, because it just doesn't seem like there's many obstacles in your way, and you guys just get on really well. I definitely am seeing attraction here. I had the Knight of Wands and King of Wands, which indicates that there's a lot of chemistry and physical attraction. You said you hope it's 8 days. Yeah. So yeah, Jazz, that is what I've got for you. That's a really great reading. You're welcome, Ajaz. Thank you for stopping in. So last on my list to read for is Subradip Chakraborty. I hope I'm saying that right. Subradip, if you are here, please check in with me. I have a free reading to do for you as a new sub. I just want to make sure that you're still here because it's been like 45 minutes. So, Subradip, if you're here, please check in. I will be signing off soon. We're going to go ahead and put a last call on for donations as well. So any last minute donations, if you'd like to get in, speak now or forever hold your peace. I will be back definitely this weekend and maybe even tonight. I'm not sure. But since I don't have a guaranteed schedule right now, I'm just throwing up a last call in case anybody wants to get any readings in. And Subradip, you have like 1 more minute to claim your free reading, or I'm going to have to take you off my list. Last call for donations and last call for Subradip. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and call it. I hope y'all have a lovely rest of your night, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.